Hey guys, good morning. Happy Monday. Hopefully your weekend was awesome and exciting and great, and you were able to relax and rest a little bit. Please remember as you're coming into the classroom today, if you guys would like to participate in the Four Seasons fundraiser, we do have physical copies of the brochures. Boop. So they're here for you guys. If you do want those, please make sure that you grab one when you're physically in the classroom. Your invites were sent out, so remember again to RSVP for those. Um, with that Four Seasons as well, just set up the fundraiser online and shoot it out to people. It's not difficult to do, right? So pretty much you just have to take the 2 seconds, set up the thing, and then shoot it out to somebody as far as the link is concerned. Remember, don't do the donation button because Four Seasons will take a piece of those proceeds. So just if you wanted to do a monetary donation to our FFA chapter, you guys can call in and just make it out to local area career center, FFA chapter, and you can give us a call or you can just do that on the RevTrack website. All the information for the Four Seasons fundraiser is on our classroom, and it will be ending on the 23rd. So please, if you're interested, make sure you do sell this week because middle of next week, right before we go to Thanksgiving, we're going to want to make sure we get all of those notes, all of those payments and orders in. And again, RSVP. All of your invites for this week had already been sent out on Friday, so please make sure, if you haven't already, go into your email or go into your local ACC Google Calendar and hit yes or no if you are going to be attending. It's very important right now, especially I know quite a few of us are starting to get sick. If you are going to be here, if you aren't going to be here, so please make sure you get that RSVP to us as soon as possible. We've got some questions that are pretty interesting and kind of going on the vein of some of us getting more sick. Somebody had asked if Illinois goes into lockdown again, if we're going to have virtual sessions. So yes, we absolutely still will maintain our virtual sessions. That's going to always be constant, right? Unless somebody tells us otherwise. We will continue to do our virtual lessons and walk through the assignments. I'll continue to do lectures. If we go 100% virtual where you guys are not able to come into the building, those virtual sessions will change a little bit. But as long as we're able to have students coming into Wilco, things will be as they are, the normal that we've established so far this year. Right now, just like it had been in the beginning of the year, right? Some of you are getting transportation, some of you are able to drive here, so those physical invitations are still going to continue to come out. The only adjustment in physically being here is going to be possibly the week of Thanksgiving, so that Monday, Tuesday, I'll have more information for you guys as I get more information on that, and as the state of the state changes, right, we may adjust things, but as far as Miss Leslie's concerned, we will continue the show as always, right? The show must go on. I want your learning to go on as well, and I think that we've done a pretty good job of attending our virtual sessions and getting the information that we need and learning at least a baseline of veterinary assisting information. That's absolutely where those vet at Dove assignments, right, really come in handy, because that is you guys getting into a vet clinic. And even if you have pets right now, you're not able to physically go into a vet clinic, so can't stress the importance of that enough. But yeah, right now, as I'm talking to you, as far as I know, we're just same as always, yeah? If you can't come to the physical sessions or if you're starting to feel more uncomfortable, that's super fine. Just send me an email, send Mrs. Ritter an email so we know what to expect. If you're like, you know what, I was gonna wanna keep staying and coming to Wilco, but now I really don't feel that I'm comfortable, then send us an email and then we can not include you in our physical invitations. But I'd like to have you guys here. There's really not too many students here at one time, so if that's a worrisome, I think we've done a pretty good job of being able to keep you guys distance while you're in the classroom. So that's kind of addressing that issue, and I know things may change as the week goes on and whatnot, and with the holiday. So at the moment, that's kind of where we are. So just expect Wilco to carry on as normal. And then somebody then asked about needing a specific degree or license to be able to work at a zoo. So if you want to be an animal keeper, you do need at least a bachelor's degree. So you do need a 4-year degree from a college or university if you want to work at Brookfield. if you want to work at Animal Kingdom, if you want to work at San Diego, right? Those are places you absolutely do need a bachelor's degree at. I will let you know right away that you do not make any money working as an animal keeper. So you are, like, depending on the zoo you work at, you may be lucky if you're going to start at $58,000, $60,000 a year. That's pretty high. So that would be like Brookfield, San Diego. Those are some of the higher paying zoos that are out there. You definitely need to be willing to not make so much money and willing to travel, to relocate, because I can tell you from not being able to get into Brookfield, it's definitely it's a difficult field to get into. It's very, very difficult. Right now, the veterinary field, get into that. Much easier to become a veterinarian or a vet tech at the moment than it probably is to become a zookeeper. Especially, I believe they did make a lot of different cuts and whatnot in the departments because of just the state of the economy. So yeah, if you wanted to be a vet tech though at a zoo or an aquarium, then you can absolutely just get an associate's degree in vet technology, and then that would work for you, right? Because that's going to be what they're looking for, is that specialized skill. Somebody asked how animals get diseases in the first place, and just like us, right? So it's around. So viruses, bacteria, they are just around in places. So we can totally go into a chicken versus egg conversation, but we won't get there. But they are just bacteria, viruses. They're everywhere. They're either in the air, they're in the grass, they're in feces. Animals get them in a puddle. They transfer. Some of them live for a while and they're dormant, just like our insects, yeah? So right now it's super, super cold outside. The insects don't just die off and then magically appear the next season. They go into hibernation, they go into dormancy, and then when the conditions are right, they wake up. So that's the similar concept with our viruses and our diseases. So you can even look with COVID in the nation, right, in the world. Some places had almost eradicated their COVID cases, but now we're getting a spike. It didn't just magically reappear. It's always been there. It's just a matter of how clean are you? Where are you picking things up from? Just being conscientious of that. So that should address that. Some diseases are genetic diseases versus some diseases being from pathogens. So revisit those pathogen notes if you have questions about that disease transmission. And then the piece of animals getting bit and diseases passing on, that's the bacteria or the virus is within that saliva, and that saliva then enters into your cells. Definitely look into biology, go back into cells and look at your cellular membranes, because things pass through it. That's why you're able to put lotion on your hands, and the lotion makes your hands not so dry anymore, right? You ever wonder why that works? It's because the lotion is actually able to seep into your cells. It's kind of creepy, kind of cool. Go and look into that a little bit more. You'll find some really cool stuff. And if you're interested in the molecular biology and microbiome, definitely a lot of good career opportunities out there, especially as medicine advances. All right, and then somebody asked who Zeus is. Zeus is our old cat. So we used to have a cat in the program, so that is Zeus. Yeah, so he was a cat that lived in the classroom, but is no longer with us. Not because he died, sorry. He got adopted to a forever home, so he is with one of our alumni students. And then somebody asked when our final is going to be. You guys will have a cumulative final. December 11th, I believe, is that date. As you look at the coursework that's being posted, that date is there for you to remind you of that next unit exam and when those materials will be deleted. So we'll have information on nutrition for the final, and so that'll keep our unit for nutrition, and then we'll have also cumulative from unit 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, because nutrition is unit 4. So that'll be December 11th for the written part, but then in January we'll also have our fecal flotation that'll be part of it, and we will do a cumulative ID quiz too for the identification quizzes. So we'll have 3 parts to our final. The ID portion, we'll have the cumulative unit portion, and then we will have the fecal flotation portion. Those of you that have not been physically attending Wilco, you are exempt from the fecal flotation, but we still will, we may swap out that identification portion then for you. Kind of am still up in the air because, things are flexible. We're very in tune with our yoga this year, I feel, right? Flexibility is key. And then somebody asked about, speaking of fecal floats, Somebody asked about measuring animal feces. So you really just kind of eyeball it. When you're going to bring it to the vet, you just bring the whole thing to the vet, because then they can figure it out. And then even as an assistant or a technician, if you are setting up a fecal float, you do kind of look at it and be like, do I have enough? Do I not have enough? And of course, if we're working with runny stool or like liquidy diarrhea, we always want to have more feces than less, because that water has diluted the feces. So those are our questions from last week. Awesome job, guys. Keep them coming. You did a great job of asking the questions, so that way I could understand it fully. So thank you for that. Make sure you remember that this Friday is our Unit 3 exam. So on the 20th, we will have that open note exam. All of your Unit 3 materials will be deleted. So please make sure that you have all of those things completed by Friday. You can use those on the test, including your @Dov. So your @Dov modules for animal behavior and animal restraint will be deleted on Friday. And then we touched on making sure that you RSVP. Check our vet assisting website as well. So I am going to be updating it. It has some updates on there. There's a new video. Bolingbrook High School had come in and interviewed some of you, so that's up and running. So that's pretty cool and exciting. And then lesson plans and whatnot as well. So make sure you check out the vet assisting Google website and for updates. And then we've got good feeling notes. All right, so good feeling note I'm going to leave you with today is this Tuesday on the 27th, I'm going to take the SAT, and I'm so excited to be in your homeschool, and I can't wait to see some of your teachers and classmates. Also can't wait for Halloween. Awesome. I hope you guys all had a great Halloween. I hope that you are enjoying being able to physically attend Wilco, and that you guys are being safe out there. Thank you so much for all the hard work that you're putting into this course, and I will see you guys tomorrow.